think we're going live. We're doing it. We're doing it. Okay. Okay, so here's my phone now. I'm going to give you a good example of what phone not to buy. Huawei or Huawei? Wow, don't buy a Huawei. I don't know why I got one. My dad got one too. I mean, when I first got streaming, I can never get a good live stream. It doesn't matter what internet I use, doesn't matter what device I use, the internet just doesn't like me. Very choppy, eh? Not any better. How do people get good streams then? Because people do live streams all the time. It is worse now, for crying out loud. Excellent connection, it says now. Okay. But you guys are still saying that it's choppy. I don't know what I gotta do to get a good signal, guys. My phone was better. You got the OnePlus? You need a new phone? Anything but the Huawei. Anything but the Huawei. Yeah. You say it's good now? I don't know. I'm doing alright. Instagram Live, that's an idea. Yeah, in Washington, they're getting ticketed for not obeying the state law. This is choppy. Shoot. It's not too bad? Okay. No display. Alright, just looking at it. Yeah. Exactly, Warren. Damn technology. You see, so many YouTubers. I watch tons of YouTubers. I'll listen to and watch a lot of podcasts. And all of them have live streams that are just seamless. They must have incredible bandwidth. Because I can't even do this at home. I just won't move as much. Because I know when I move, that's when it gets all choppy. I'll just move my eyes. Hold my head really still. Could I switch to dry van? If they have work for me and they ask me to, I will. Yep. So far, flatbed is still going. Hey, Thomas. We are both doing well, John. Britt is at home. She's in self-isolation or self-quarantine. She has a pre-existing condition. She's got some asthma and some pretty bad lung conditions, so she's just staying in the house. And I'm out here in the big bad world fighting viruses left, right, and center. That doesn't sound right. I'm not sick as far as I know. But I also don't meet a lot of people today. But it does worry me a little bit because from what I've seen, I can't judge the whole country. Right? All I can do is judge from Manitoba and Western Canada and then the states that I've driven through. The states that I've driven through, they don't have half the measures in place that we do up in Canada for social distancing or limiting the spread or like cleaning things. Like every building I went into in Canada just smelt of bleach. It was clean. Everybody was either wearing masks or gloves behind the counter. They had security in there making sure that you were social distancing. Even if you were shopping together and you came into the building together, you had to stand 6 feet apart. And if you refused to stand 6 feet apart from everybody, they kick you out. They only allow, I think, like 50% occupancy. So there's only a few people allowed in a building at a time. Like I went grocery shopping at Walmart before I left, and there was a lineup outside of Walmart. We all had to stand 6 feet apart, and there was security out there making sure we did. And if we refused to stand 6 feet apart, they would just ask us to leave. They wouldn't let us in the store. They would only allow, I think, like 50 people or so in the store at a time. It was crazy. And I came down here, went to a Walmart, and there's nothing like that. Nothing. No security. No, like there's little signs everywhere like, try to stop the spread, social distancing, but nobody listened. Like everybody's shopping together, all these like big groups all huddled together. I saw a bunch of people shaking hands and like hugging their friends, and I'm just like, social distancing? Why are you touching? Get apart. Like everywhere I go here, it seems like they're just not taking it as serious. Or maybe we're just taking it really serious. Maybe that's the way. We're taking it really serious. There was a Tim Hortons in BC this last week. There was only a limit of 10 people allowed in the store, and the inspector showed up, and there was 11 people in the store. They suspended their business license for 3 months because they allowed one more person than 10 in their store. That's how serious we're taking it up there. You can lose your business. Like Walmart was saying too, the reason they're making us social distance is because when the reason they're making us social distance at Walmart is because if they don't force us to stay 6 feet apart and only allow like a few people in the store at a time, and the inspector stops by and they're doing their rounds right now, they will shut that Walmart down for everybody. Then nobody gets in. So it's interesting to see the difference in reaction. And I talked to a few people at a truck stop that I was at here, and they seemed to not even know what was going on. They were making jokes about this and that, and I was like, so what do you guys think about this whole Corona thing going around? They're like, huh? What? Oh, whatever. I don't know. And meanwhile, they're like, they hugged each other when they met, like old friends. I guess they'd met, and they shaking hands. And wow, that's why it's spreading so fast. I see. Okay. Up in Canada, it's I don't know, I just think our approach is a little different, I guess. But I can't judge. Again, I've only been to a few places, so man, every place is probably very different. Every place is probably very different. Chad says, change that video quality. I wish I could, man. I really wish I could. What's an inspector? A health inspector. They come from the government. Health inspector. Yeah, health inspectors are doing the rounds around all businesses in Canada and making sure that they comply with social distancing. If they're not keeping their customers 6 feet apart, and if they're not limiting the amount of people to a certain number per square foot in their building, if they're letting too many people in, they suspend their business license right there. And they can't do business for the next 3 months. Angela, yeah, you're right. From what I've seen, they're not taking it as serious. Not at all. From what I've seen, most of them are just joking around about it. Nothing is as clean. The stops I've been at are have definitely not been cleaned recently. The bathroom, a lot of people I've seen go into the bathroom, walk right out without washing their hands. Everybody, like I said, is still shaking hands, hugging each other. They're going into Walmart in big groups and huddling in big groups. There's groups of teenagers playing basketball all over the place that I've seen because the weather's warming up. They want to go out and have fun, obviously. There's no sanitization of the carts. Like at Walmart in Canada, before you grab a cart, they'll sanitize it for you, and then you can go into the store. Nothing like that here. There's nobody sanitizing carts for you. You just sort of got to hope for the best and grab it and hope there's nothing on it, or sanitize it yourself, I guess. No limit to how many people can go in the store. No security making sure that there's social distancing measures in place. There's been a few stops that I've seen signs at. Like, they all have signs like, watch out for the virus and stuff, but nobody's really enforcing anything, and nobody's really following it, from what I've seen. So, I'm being very careful while I pass through peacefully. I'm not touching anything, I'm not touching anybody, and I'm avoiding everybody and avoiding public spaces as much as I can. What I can say, though, is the rest areas are very clean. They are very clean. They're taking it seriously. The rest areas I went through, they all have signs up saying that they sanitize and clean it every 30 minutes. So that's about the same as how everything is in Canada, but here the rest areas are at least being cleaned every 30 minutes. So it's not everything. And I've only seen a very small corner of it too, so I can't say that that's how the whole place is. But I mean, if where I was is a model for how the rest of the country is, it's no wonder why it's spreading so fast. No, it's no wonder. KC, I'm not saying Canada's better than USA, not at all. I'm just saying I think maybe the messaging got out a little more to the population. Because the people I've talked to here don't seem to even know what the virus is. or what it's about, or how it spreads, or what it does to your lungs or anything. They just don't know. Maybe they don't watch the news, and good for them. Good for them. Nothing good on there anyways, right? So. Why are their messages held for review? Yeah, and just from the areas I've seen, like they're doing a nice job in the messaging, getting it out there. And I think it's a culture thing too, though. So I think for us, it's easier to listen to the government and say, okay, well, they want us to do this. Okay. And we're just, if it doesn't hurt me, well, sure, why not? I'll stay 6 feet away from everybody. Sure, why not, eh? Whereas the culture down here is much more, don't tell me what to do. So it's not that one's better than the other. It's just different approaches to it. And yeah, U.S. is an amazing country. I love it down here. I love visiting. The country's amazing. They have a different approach to it, and it's a lot more people too. And it's so big that I can't say that this is how the whole country is. I mean, I've only seen a few places. Yes, DD15 says that the United States appreciate truckers more than Canada does. Absolutely. Truckers in America are treated like kings and queens. Like, it is great to be a truck driver in the US. In Canada, you're just in the way. No one cares. No one cares. The roads down here are so much better. Like, there's just a lot of good things about one country, a lot of good things about the other. I mean, neither is perfect. And you can't be exactly the same, because then we'd be boring. And we got to be a little different. Thanks, Speechless. We try to be good neighbors. Nazareth, Correas. I think you hit the nail on the head. People are being told what to do; they're just not listening. It's very true, because there are signs up in pretty much every building you go into. There are signs telling people like, "Hey, there's a virus going around. Watch out! Stop the spread. Stay 6 feet apart." People just don't listen. It's true. Which America am I talking about? I don't know. Each state is different, right? You can't just talk about America as like an absolute. It's a very big country. It's a lot of different places. I can't speak. I can only speak for what I've seen. Who are you to tell me what I should do? Exactly. But thing of beauty when Trucker Josh is on duty. I should get that for like a banner behind me or something. That's funny. I like that. Yeah, we try being chill. I'm seeing your comments there, Mark. I'm trying to keep up here. Sorry. Ottawa here. Your wife is American. Hey, there you go. So you can go anywhere you want. You can go down there, or you can stay up here. One with you. I don't know. I think for my country, I can speak for my. I think that they're doing a decent job. I really wasn't impressed with their attempt at a power grab. With tried to use the crisis, and they tried to grab absolute power over taxing and spending till the end of 2021, which made my eyes pop out of my head. And I'm like, okay, I can understand if you need it for 3 months, just get us through this. Like, spend what you need to get us through this. I don't like spending and writing blank checks, but okay, we got a pandemic. If you want to get us through it, whatever. We'll go quarter by quarter, right? This quarter you need more money. Okay, Do what you got to do to protect the country. But they wanted to grab absolute power to tax and spend till the end of 2021. What do you need that for over a year and a half? You don't need that much power for that long. Like, let's go quarter by quarter, like 3 months at a time here. Like, that was I was not impressed with that power grab at all. But they did knock it down, and they didn't actually get through with that. So, hey, Kenworth, Andy's waiting to see me. Andy, the Kenworth guy. I really want to go and work out a deal with him on a new truck soon, but we'll see. But other than that, like, other than his power grab, like, I realize the human factor that he's a human being. Like, he's got a wife and kids. His wife got the virus. I mean, she's recovered now, but he's still in isolation now, just to make sure that he doesn't present symptoms. I mean, Boris Johnson got COVID-19. Also, their Minister of Health, I think, in the UK got the virus. These are all human beings just like me and you, and they're trying to run the country the best they can. I mean, and I think his response has been all right. I mean, for once, he is putting Canadians first. For once, he is putting our interest at the top of his agenda. It's so nice to see. It's so refreshing to see him actually taking care of us, his own people. It was, I guess that's what's making me happy. But so I think they're doing a good job. Not going to vote for him again. No, not going to vote for him, but that's okay. How's the day going? It's going pretty good. I'm feeling good. Trudeau's a clown with a beard. I don't like him either, but I mean, it could be worse. I mean, could be Hillary Clinton. Can't get much worse than that. Oh, I dodged a bullet with that one. Can you say a prayer for a good thought for me? I'm still healing from your back surgery. Well, we'll say a prayer for you, Brandon. Absolutely. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, Diesel is not with me. You'll see that in my next video coming up, though. He's not with me. Just because of everything going on, he stayed at home. You're drinking the rest of the bottle of wine. Well, lucky for us, Angela, the liquor stores across Canada have been deemed essential. So they're not going to close them down. Now, shut everything else down, but don't you dare shut down the liquor stores. Those are essential. Angela's actually on the front lines. She works in the healthcare industry, so she's one of our friends from out west in BC. So can't imagine what it's like for you guys right now. Hey, Amy. Yes, thank God she's laughing at the fact that I said that liquor stores are essential. Thank God they didn't close the liquor stores. Everybody's sitting at home bored, not knowing what to do. Well, hey, they left the liquor stores open. Don't worry. Timothy says, yeah, I heard that the pot shops in California are deemed essential too. At least you know where we're at as a society. Yeah, I heard about your stimulus package, Thomas. We have that as well in Canada. Up here in Canada, we are getting up to $2,000 a month for the next 4 months. For the next 4 months, we're getting $2,000 a month, which is very close to what you're getting. If you take $1,200 US, let's see what you guys are getting. You're getting $1,200 USD to CAD. $1,700 American. Oh, Canadian. Okay, so let's do this the other way around. We're getting a little bit more than you then. Ooh. I didn't know this. Let's see. $2,000 CAD to USD. So we're getting $1,411.45 US every month for the next 4 months. So we're getting $200 more than you a month. But I'm not getting it because I'm continuing to work. Britt may be getting some of that because she is in self-quarantine because of her pre-existing condition. So she'll probably be getting some of that. I'm trying not to move. I'm seeing myself on the left. I'm trying not to move. If I don't move, then it doesn't skip as much. You worked 16 hours yesterday. Yikes. Well, be careful out there. Hope you guys got enough protective equipment to work with. I'm watching the numbers in New York and in the US. It's going insane. Jerry says, here comes inflation. No kidding, eh? No kidding. I'm looking at this too. Like I'm glad they're sending out like help so that like social order doesn't break down. But there's only so long the government can send us all free money. Really. Like there's only like, and how long is this going to go on for? They can't do this forever. It would eventually the money would be worth nothing. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. What was I going to Google here? I was going to Google something. Walter, do I smoke weed? No, I don't. I can't, and I have proof because I have random drug tests that I go through just so that I can drive this wonderful truck through the wonderful United States of America. That's their rules, not Canada's rules. So in order for me to be legally allowed to drive this commercial truck on U.S. soil, I have to pass a random drug test, which is random at random times. So you never know when they're going to get you. You got to be careful. So just, no, I don't smoke. I'm not really against it. I just don't. To each their own. If you want to, go for it. I forget what I was going to Google now. I was going to Google something. When am I getting a new phone? I think my contract runs out next year. Rick is saying you're getting a one-time payment. Oh no, ours is for 4 months. We're getting up to $2,000 a month for 4 months. You're also getting more child tax credit. I think there's up to $500 child tax credit that they're giving to all Canadians with children. So an extra, I think, $200 or $300 a month per child that you're getting. There is something else yet. All the banks in Canada are offering a 6-month mortgage deferral, so you don't have to pay your mortgage for 6 months if you're not working. Automakers or auto loans, well, banks, the same banks are offering a 6-month deferral on all your auto loans and stuff if you need it. We're pretty much set. But I mean, if you think about it, $2,000 a month, most apartments in Canada, if you're talking like Vancouver or Toronto, most apartments just for like a single bachelor pad, they're like $3,500, $4,000 a month. So $2,000 a month won't even pay their rent. Oh yeah, GST. That's right. And also income tax has been delayed. You don't have to file income tax till end of June, right? Or mid-June? End of June, I think. I don't have the information in front of me right now. Stefan? I'm trying not to move my head too much because then it skips. Stefan says, thanks for the suggestion for the Worldometer website. Very interesting stats and also very sad. Yeah, I check in on that. That's what I was going to check. Right. Thanks for reminding me. The Worldometer. Okay, so the last time I checked, the world had 764,866 cases. I'm going to refresh this right now. Now it has 785,777. And it was only like an hour or two since I checked last. The U.S. now has 164,253 cases. Twice what China has. Over twice. That's fishy. Okay? That's fishy. I don't care what you say. The fact that China just like stopped this virus in its tracks is fishy. Italy has over 100,000 cases. Spain almost has 100,000. Where are we at? Canada has... Oh, we're almost at 10,000 already, too. We don't have that many, though. 7,474. As of right now, we have 3 deaths today. Well, since 7 o'clock. We've had 92 deaths altogether. Ours isn't spreading that fast. Like I said before, though, our social distancing measures and our lockdown is a little bit more strict or a little bit more adhered to, I think. Maybe maybe that has something to do. We also have a smaller population. We only have 10% the population of our great neighbors. So if you adjust for the population, let's say we have 7,400 cases right now, but we're only 10% the population of America. So if you change our population and stats to the population of America, we would have 74,000 cases. So really, we're not that far. Oh, here, per million. It even says per million right here. Okay, so the U.S. has 496 cases per million people. Canada has 198 cases per million people. So we got a little less than half the cases right now. But most of those are in New York. New York is just on fire, and not in a good way. Yeah, bikes and acreage, I agree with you there. I mean, either they're not reporting it, like I'm talking about China now, just my own opinion, either they're not reporting new cases, or they have the cure. And I'd be much more worried about the second one, because if they have the cure, I mean, that means they're not sharing it. And how long have they had it? Have they had it since before? How on earth did they stop it in its tracks? Like, they only have like 30 to 50 new cases a day in China, where people are literally living on top of each other. There's like 1.4 billion people there, and it just stopped dead? Really? And it came from a meat market. A bat in a meat market that happens to be like just down the street from the Wuhan biological lab, where they test bioweapons and all kinds of different stuff just down the street. Right. Just saying it's fishy. I'm not questioning the official narrative. I'm just saying the official narrative is a little fishy. That's all. I'm not a professional. Don't ask me. Big decent. I'm glad I'm not the only one that sort of has the one eyebrow raised over there. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Really? You just stopped it dead. Just out of nowhere, just like boom, no more cases. And you're saying this originated from a bat in a meat market about 100 feet down the street from your biolab. Coincidence? You be the judge. I don't know. It's either that, or they just aren't reporting new cases, because there's also a culture in China that they don't like reporting bad news to their superiors. That, from what I'm told, like, what do I know about China, right? But from what I've researched and stuff, like, I might be wrong, but they don't want to give their leaders or like the people above them bad news. So if they're getting like 1,000 new cases, they don't want to tell the central government that they got 1,000 new cases. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know. It's weird though. It's got a big raised eyebrow looking out that way. That's interesting. Wet market. Oh, Walter says it's a wet market. Yeah, it's a market where there's all kinds of disgusting animals being. Some of them are alive, some of them are not alive, and the butchers there use the same knives and same tools to cut through all the different kinds of meat of these like exotic animals, like bats. Why are you eating bats? Like, that's never crossed my mind. Like, I've been really hungry before. I've been really hungry, and it has never crossed my mind. Huh. Wish I had a bat soup right now. It's just, why? Do they not have anything else to eat there? It's kind of sad if they don't. It's kind of sad. But now there's conspiracy theory on top of conspiracy theory, and man, any of them can be true. Maybe the official narrative is true. Who knows? But if the official narrative is true, that means that in a month or two, it should drop off here too. So I shouldn't say anything is suspicious until, let's see, if the same thing happens here, if it drops off in like 2 months and absolutely no cases show themselves, well, then we know, oh, that's just how long the virus takes to, die out. But who knows? Ohio governor closed school till May. Yeah, I think Canada, or I think our schools will be closed for the rest of the year. I'm not too sure. I don't have kids yet, so I'm not paying too much attention to the school situation, but I'm sure parents with children sure are. Hey, Jay Deer, you made it to the live stream. Yep, and I'm sorry it's not very good quality. We're doing what we can. My live streams are never good quality, but you still show up to hang out. I appreciate that, guys. All of you. The whole thing is a little batty. That's funny. Who said that? I missed. Yeah, Stefan says, this whole thing is a little batty. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Yeah, they eat cats and the wild rat. Yeah, they eat all kinds of weird stuff out there. Now you're your kid's teacher. That's why you drink. Well, good thing the liquor stores are essential. China developed and released the virus to infect the rest of the world. You know, I've heard that too, and I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. You know, what's really interesting right now is as the world economies tank, China is buying everything up at a super discount rate. Like, they're buying everything up. Look at Australia too. They're buying up all sorts of stocks and everything out of Australia and all kinds of, and suddenly they're trying to portray themselves as the good guys, as sending out help to the world. I'm like, what are you trying to do over there, you crazy people? Who are you trying to fool? What do you got up your sleeve? Like, you've been this far off nation that's all closed off, and suddenly, I don't know. I don't know, man. Did I skip over my Lethbridge run? I think I did. I had to cut a bunch of it out. I wanted to make it all just one video. What's going on with Brit's CDL? There's a nice question. Change the subject a little bit. Dusty kills champs. Dusty kills champs. I don't know if you kill champs or not. But he asked what's going on with her CDL. She's not going through with it after all. She's going after some other dreams of hers instead. Rachel says they're going to take over. I know, and if that's what it goes to, who knows? Who knows? Walter says China virus. Every time I hear that, all I can think of is Trump going, comes from China. I want to be accurate. I heard that when he was live. I was watching him live when he said it the first time, and it just turned into the biggest meme. It's hilarious. I laughed so hard when he said that. It comes from China. I want to be accurate. Oh boy. I haven't actually been watching American news as much since this whole pandemic started, just because I want to know what's going on in my own country. Usually I pay much more attention to what's going on in the US, but since this all happened, I've been more paying attention to the news from home, just to see what they're coming up with next. You watch my videos daily from Lethbridge. Hey, cool. I was in Lethbridge last week. I love Lethbridge. Yeah, I don't got any comment tonight on the U.S. political side of things. I'm trying not to be partisan during this pandemic. That's why I'm giving Trudeau the credit he deserves. I mean, this is unprecedented. I don't know what I would do if I was in his shoes in this situation. I mean, I'd be listening to my advisors, I guess, and that's what he's doing. And he's trying to take care of us. And like I said before, like, he's finally putting Canadians first. Like, he's actually taking care of us instead of the rest of the entire planet. He's taking care of us. Like, he closed off our borders. We're like in our own little protective cocoon right now. And he's just like, we're all huddled together and we're taking care of each other. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. This is what I wanted all along. And it took a global pandemic for this to happen. That's unfortunate. But I think he's doing a decent job. I mean, other than his power grab there, but we shot that down. We didn't let that fly. An ace. An ass. I like your username. An ass. How's Canada doing with this virus? How does the government deal with this pandemic? They're taking it very seriously, and I think they're doing a good job. You know, provincial and federal governments are working together. Everyone's putting their differences aside, and they're just trying to help everybody and help Canadians and help the country. There's been, from what I've seen, no partisan attacks, no divisions really. Everyone's very united in Canada right now. It doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter who you supported. We're all just one right now, other than their power grab. But don't worry, we shot that down, and it's fine. It's fine. Keeping our eye on them, but it's nothing. It's brought us together, I think. Yeah, Tom, I realize in the U.S. it's a little different. The partisan divide is a little bit bigger in the U.S. I should say a lot bigger, but we'll just say it's a little bit bigger. It's Ontario, yeah. The way he has, you could tell where he tans, and then he has his glasses on his eyes. Yeah, he's always had that though. And it's great. We all say sorry way more, and 2 meters away from each other. How do you fight COVID? With Kofifi. We finally figured out what Kofifi means. I wish everyone. Tommy says, wish everyone in the U.S. would take it seriously. I think a lot of people are taking it seriously, but a lot of people aren't at the same time. It's a big country, a lot of people. It's hard to get everybody on the same page, especially when it's a very individualistic country. Like America's very individual. Like it sort of seems like it was built more on libertarian principles, where it's, don't tread on me, I won't tread on you type thing. So it's hard to get everybody on the same page. I wouldn't want that job. Rizwan says, hi from Kerala, India. You guys are on lockdown right now too, aren't you? I've been watching the news a little bit from there. How's that going? How's that? I heard it's pretty intense. A pretty intense lockdown. How do you lock down 1.4 billion Indians? How do you do that? How do you... I'm glad I'm not in charge of any country. Man, that'd be a big job. Hello, new. I'm Josh. My dog is at home. Hi, Missy. Do you think we should quit trading with China? That would be a shot across the bow. Personally, yes. I think we should make everything we can here. And among friends, at least. Like, let's at least help our friends out. And I don't know. I think everything it's sad that everything you pick up, like let's pick up a random object here. Okay, I got a fan right here. How much do you want to bet it's made in China? This is my fan. I use it in summertime. I bought it on Amazon. Where was it made? It's here somewhere. Oh! It's not saying? Well, if it doesn't say, you can pretty much guarantee that it was made in China. And that bugs me. Not that it's made there by them. I don't care about that. It's just that, can't we make that? Can't we do that? Why do we have to buy everything from there? I know it's cheaper, but is it really worth it to sell off our souls just to save some money? Is it really worth it to give all of our medicine production to them, like all of our production of everything, to a country that's not really that friendly to us? They're not one of our closest allies. They're not even an ally. I mean, they're allied with Russia and North Korea. That should say enough. Why are we giving them all this manufacturing? So I know Trump addressed this, Trudeau addressed this. They're both sounding exactly the same on this. Everybody's saying, "Okay, I think we might have made a mistake. Maybe we should start making our own stuff here." All of these points that the conservatives have been trying to make for decades, and we always got called racist for it. Suddenly everybody sees, oh, that's why they wanted that. Oh, it makes sense now because there's a global pandemic and they're cutting off our medical supplies. Yeah. Yeah. Or at least Europe or Australia. Like Neil says, all pharma should move back to America and Canada now. I agree with that too. And all of our manufacturing should move back. Maybe move back to Europe or Australia, America, Canada. Like these are very closely allied countries. Why can't we, like as allies, help each other out? Like do as much as we can for ourselves. But there's always countries that can't do everything for themselves, right? There's a lot of landlocked countries in Europe that just don't have any oil. I mean, yeah, let's sell them some oil. Let's give it to them at a discounted rate from what we sell to people who want to kill us. To me, this just sounds common sense. Let's get our friends together and let's rely on ourselves instead of people who don't like us that much. That's sort of what I think. But again, I'm no expert. I'm not a politician. I'm no expert. These are just my thoughts that I don't know why we allow it to happen. But here we are. Here we are, 2020. Instead of adding on to the country deficit, each country should be able to take the stimulus as a gift to their people. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Each country should be able to take the stimulus as a gift to their people. Tom says it takes a virus to wake folks up. Yeah, because when everything's good and everything's fine and dandy, nobody cares that China's making all of our stuff because they're not being mean to us, right? They're being nice to us. So we're saving money. They're being nice about it. Everybody's happy. But as soon as something goes wrong, and as soon as they are suddenly upset or they want more power or something happens, there's always something that happens in the world. There's either a pandemic or there's a war or there's a depression. There's always something that's going to happen. And do we really want, our future in the hands of countries that we're not that close with? I mean, not saying that China's all bad, but definitely not one of the greatest countries at the top of my books. I mean, they put their minorities in prison camps and harvest their organs. They're not one of my favorite places. I wouldn't want to visit there, but the companies wanted cheaper labor and instead got cheap items. Yeah, it's true. It's sort of like modern slavery, right? We outlawed slavery in the West. We went around the world and shut down slavery everywhere. It's like we ended it in our part of the world, and then we went around to the rest of the world and we ended it everywhere else, for the most part. But then people are like, but we still want cheap labor. And then they look over there, they're like, hey, China! Hey! Right? They're working for, 10 cents an hour out there just to make us our shirts and our pants and stuff. It's a crime. Broad statement. 100% disagree unless you have stats. Broad statement. Which statement? Chantel says she's a millennial. I'm also a millennial. Hey, millennial buds. 100% disagree unless you have stats. Oh, I'm not here to spout stats or anything. I'm just talking about my thoughts. I'm not an expert. Don't take what I say as fact. Just yeah, there's a lot of. Hey, Laura. Hey, Laura. I know you. Welcome. Yeah, I don't think we should support a communist country. No, I don't think we should. It's but it's the way the world is right now, right? I don't have any control over it. I didn't make it this way. Maybe things will change now. Who knows? Japan is super clean. I was just talking about that with my family today. Japan's culture is actually a very hygienic culture. You know how we're cleaning all of our stores right now and we're sanitizing all surfaces and we're acting super hygienic and stuff? That's just par for the course in Japan. They're a very hygienic, very clean people. It's part of their culture. It's part of the reason, I guess, why the virus hasn't spread there. But if you go there, it's like there's 35 million people, the population of Canada, living in one city in Tokyo, and it's spotless. Not a speck of germs. Okay, there's probably specks of germs, but you get what I mean. Like, they take hygiene very, very seriously. Oh, instead of adding the $2 trillion to the deficit, have each country agree it's a gift, making it as a debt. Yeah, yeah, there are options for that. It does worry me, the deficit. Even for our friends in the US, like, their deficit is astronomical. Their debt is like 20 some trillion dollars. That's a lot of money. And I'm not an economist or anything, but I don't think I have to be to think that's a lot of money. That's a lot of debt. It's kind of scary. I mean, they seem to have everything under control, though, so they must know what they're doing. Reading some comments here. Chinese don't wash their hands. Well, I've never been to China, so I can't really say whether or not that's true, but I can definitely tell you that they eat some very interesting animals there. How is the Volvo running on this trip? There's another question, change of subject. There you go. Volvo. This Volvo it was running really good to start this trip, and I was very happy. And then suddenly, last night, it started shaking like crazy again. And then this morning and all day too, I had this crazy shake and vibration in my truck again, and I thought it was my engine. And I was so sad and so mad and so stressed out. And I called my dad. I talked to my dad for a bit, and we went over a few ideas of what it could be. We couldn't figure it out. But I stopped and I went under my truck. I checked my drive shaft. I checked all the U-joints and the yokes and everything. And he told me what I should look for. Everything seemed okay. And then I figured, I'll try something. I'll lock my diffs and I'll unlock them. And I tried to lock them and I realized they weren't locking. Huh. Interesting. So I rolled forward a bit and they engaged. Okay, so I unlocked my diffs. What that means, I'm just locking all my tires together. And so I rolled forward again, and then it wouldn't engage my diff lock. And finally I got it to engage again, and then I disengaged it, and then I went back on the highway, and the vibration and shaking was completely gone. So I don't know what was going on, but all I know is that when I got some money, I've got to bring this thing back to the shop again and get them to check out my diff lock, because something was not right. It's running fine now, but my diff lock must have been like wanting to engage, or I hope it wasn't like half engaged or something, but everything seems to be running fine. It's not leaking. It's not making any noise. The fluid level is still good. It's still staying at a good temperature, so it's not damaged. But for some reason, my diff lock was jammed, I guess, and it was making the whole truck shake a little bit. And I got it to disengage fully, and now it's fine again. That's when I posted that status on Facebook saying you can tell my mood by how my truck is running, because my truck was finally running smooth again. So I was in a great mood, and that's why we started this live stream, because I was in such a good mood because I figured out what was wrong. I was jumping on your catwalk to mess with you. Something with my switch in the cab. Yeah, it could be. Could be with that. Either way, it could be in the switch in the cab, Jonathan Hoover said there, or it could be the airline. I checked the airline. There was no air leak. It could be that my diff fluid needs to be changed. I don't think that would affect the diff lock. But I don't know what was happening. Obviously, the diff lock wasn't quite disengaged, and it was making the whole truck shake. And then when I finally got it to fully disengage, she's running like smooth as silk right now. So Is Volvo made in China? Nope. Sweden. Sweden. Is that how you say it? Sweden? Volvo, the one European truck on the American roads, as far as I know. Do I miss my Western Star? Not really. It was really small inside, and it leaked. Water got into the cab. I think that was probably just my truck, but I didn't like it. How's the farm? Actually, I haven't played all day because I was so stressed out because my truck was shaking again. I was losing my mind. And then I just got it fixed like an hour before I pulled in for the night. So I actually haven't been farming at all. And then I started talking to you guys, and now I've been talking to you guys for like an hour already. And I can't believe you guys are all still here. 283 people, and this stream quality is terrible. And you're still here, despite that. Thank you. Oh, I'm getting really warm, though. It's really warm in here. Whew. I gotta open a window or something. Oh, I haven't said that in a while. Usually it's cold, but it's warm. Oh, my mood changed. Yeah, palm trees usually do change my moods, but only if my truck is running good. My truck has to be running good. Yeah, Tom says, yeah, the Volvo trucks on the American roads, they're made in the USA. Yeah, they're Swedish trucks, but they're made and assembled in the USA. I got a big made in USA sticker. What's this? What's this saying here? This stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. You think? We recommend that you use a stream bitrate of 25 kilobytes per second. Oh, well, that explains why. I got a terrible stream. Thanks, Don. We're here because we really enjoy talking with you. Even though my screen, my quality is terrible, people are still hanging out. That's awesome. I'm lonely, guys. I'm glad you're here. I don't got Diesel with me. I've been calling Britt all the time. I sent her a picture before I was making a bologna sandwich in the truck. I sent her a picture of my sandwiches. I got no one to share my bologna with. So lonely. And then she lectured me about how I shouldn't be giving Diesel bologna because it's not good for him. So that backfired. Oh. Ugh. Don't worry, I washed my hands. I can rub my face. Oh, I'm tired. Where do you... Oh, whoa. What's up, Toe Piglet? What's up? Thank you. Thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. Sorry, I was reading a comment up here. What was it? Where something. Where do you get your truck worked on? I try to bring it to a Volvo certified shop as much as I can, just because they have all the right equipment, tools, techs, and everybody who's been trained to fix Volvo. So I try to bring it to them as much as possible, but I also bring it to shops in Steinbach, like Trucks Unlimited. They got a great service team there. I really like going there. Martin Diesel is another shop in Steinbach. I haven't been there in a while, but they're also a good service team. Good service team there. It's anywhere that I trust. I'm willing to give anybody a shot, but if you mess with me and you take me for a ride and you charge me for something you didn't do and stuff, you'll never see me again. And I may just tell all of YouTube never to go there. So be careful. Jonathan Hoover, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. What restaurant will I go to when this virus goes? Boston Pizza. Yep. Going straight to the lounge. Hi, from Melbourne, Australia. Sort of on lockdown. Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm on lockdown inside my truck right now. Oh, I can leave. But I don't want to. I don't know what's out there. Germs everywhere. Germs. Well, I don't want to get a bunch of chicken lights and a gear stick higher than your head. Because I'm saving that for when I get my Kenworth. I'm not going to have this minivan forever. Don't worry. I have plans. I have to get... I need money first. I'm going to make the money first, and then I'm going to save the money. And then hopefully another virus doesn't spread around the whole world so that I can I can take that money and use it for a new truck instead of food for a pandemic. Eventually, I'm hoping to get into my Kenworth. What did he say there? Oops! Oh, Ron Perkins. Thank you. Thanks, guys. You guys don't have to do that. We're all going through hard times right now. I appreciate it, though. Thank you. Dave, you're absolutely right, Dave. Well, I'm sorry. Thank you as well. Thanks, Dave. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to leave you out there. I wasn't really expecting any of that. We're all going through hard times right now, and but I understand that we all got our own stuff to worry about, and I'm by no means the only one going through this right now. That's one thing about this. It's like everybody's going through the whole pandemic right now together. And it's something that, no one alive has lived through before. The last pandemic was in 1918, right? So that would have been my great-grandparents that lived through that. My grandparents on my mom's side weren't even born yet. And my grandparents on my dad's side, I think, were born in 1919. I think that's when my dad's dad was born. He's already passed on, but I think that's when he was born. See, he didn't even live through that. It was my great-grandparents who lived through the last pandemic. So this is something that's completely new to every single person on the planet. Good thing we got history books, though, right? We can learn. They didn't have that in... Well, they might have. I wasn't there. They probably had history books in 1918. I'm going to bet they had history books in 1918. They just didn't have the internet. It's going to be a buyer market after this was all over. I was thinking of that, too. Who said that? It's going to be a buyer market. HFFP1. I was thinking of that too. If I had a whole bunch of money stored away somewhere right now, like some big nest egg somewhere, I would be buying stocks up left, right, and center. I would be investing into all this kind of stuff because everything is so low right now. And as soon as this pandemic is over, it's going to go through the roof. If I had the money, that's what I'd be doing right now. Dave says Spanish flu originated in China. I watched a documentary about that too. Seems that they specialize in viruses. There. That's okay, Jose. You don't need to worry about it. Thank you. I appreciate it. 2009 was a pandemic. Oh yeah, well, H1N1. That's true. We had H1N1 and 2009 swine flu. Okay, so we've had I would sort of classify that as more of an epidemic. It didn't really shut the world down. But you're right. We have had pandemics recently.
ELD data diagnostic event occurred.
Every time I'm live streaming, that happens. What if it has something to do with the live stream that makes that do that? I gotta call into the office again tomorrow and get them to fix that. Yeah. Well, China's got some interesting hygiene habits. That's why a lot of flus and sicknesses originate there. First of all, there's 1.4 billion people that live there, and they eat some interesting stuff, and they take some very risky risks with what they eat. But then again, India has just as many people. And it's not exactly the cleanest country either. No offense. I know a couple of you are watching from India right now. Maybe you can agree with me. I won't speak for you. Maybe you can tell everybody. There's a lot of parts of India that aren't very clean either, but it doesn't seem like any pandemics start there. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, do I like Dunkin' Donuts? I love Dunkin' Donuts. It's like Tim Hortons of America. I love Dunkin'. Sounds like you're going to lose a rear end. Should get them checked. Katrina. I definitely agree with you. It kind of freaks me out that my diff lock was giving me that problem today, and it was vibrating, and now that I got it to release, now it's all running smooth. We're smooth sailing. But I'm definitely going to have to get that looked at soon. It does worry me a lot. God bless you too, Classic Mobile Home. Do I know Super Trucker Dan? I think I've met him once before. He'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I've met him. I don't know him that well, but I'm pretty sure I have. I thought we met in Montana once. Do I hear from Jade and John? Not as much as I used to. No. Kind of sad. They're really good friends of mine. Amy says some freight has slowed. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I haven't noticed it yet, but I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. I don't find my own loads. I don't have my own load boards or anything. That question has come up before with a couple of people. I don't have my own load board. I have a dispatch that I'm contracted to. So I can only haul loads for them according to contract. Can't haul loads for anybody else. But they find my loads for me. And then they take a little cut. They take a cut. It reminded me. I want the whole thing. I want the whole pie. But then I got to deal with the whole headache. And they deal with all the headaches for me. So I don't really complain about it. How are the Franks? They're doing very well, last I heard. Doing very well. Safe at home. So you can keep your beard. Well, actually, it's kind of sad. The load I'm picking up in the next couple of days, to deliver it, I'm going to have to shave my beard. And I don't know if I'm going through with it yet, but if I go all the way through with it, I mean, it's got more than a shiny nickel attached to it. It's just about got like a decent loonie attached to it. It's like $1 coin. So it's a really well-paying load. But to deliver it, I have to shave my beard because it goes to an oil field. And on the oil field, you have to be clean shaven, because if anything goes wrong and chemicals get released into the air with whatever they're doing, what they would do is they would run over a gas mask to me, and that gas mask has to be able to seal to my face. And with a beard, it wouldn't seal to my face. So that's why I have to shave to deliver it. But I get a nice little loonie for it, so I just might. Do I know Sergey Drachev? I've never met him yet, but I know him. I don't know him. I know of him. He seems like a really good guy. I think, right? I think he's a good guy. I don't know him that well. I like your old logo with Diesel when you started. I still have it. Maybe I'll use it in my next vlog, maybe. Maybe I'll use it in the next one. When we get time, we should go check out Classic Mobile Home. We go check out his channel. What kind of movies, what kind of videos do you make? I'm guessing they are about mobile homes. Maybe you, are you a full-time RVer? That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I might, Lee says, I remember Baby Smooth Josh without the beard. Yeah, I was still working for Pepsi back then. I have never said that online before. You must actually know me. Lee Bosch? Is that Lee Boschman? Lee, is that you? You watch my videos? Lee is a friend of mine from way back. I gotta wait for his comment here. Lee, is that you? I used to hang out with Lee and our friend Andrew Kislick back in high school. And then, like, shortly after high school, it was like around, like, this was 2006 to 2009. Is this the same Lee? If not, that's totally cool. I'm still just as excited. Yeah, that's you! Lee! I didn't know you watched my videos. No way! Dude, man, I haven't seen you in like 10 years. That's awesome. Yeah, we used to hang out like from 2006 to like 2009-ish, somewhere in there. Yeah. See, I went to school with my friend Andrew, and he was friends with Andrew, and then I met Lee through Andrew, and then we were friends. We hung out for a while. Oh, man, those were good times, man. Good times. Oh, some great memories. Jeez, man. I don't think I've even talked to Andrew in close to 10 years. Man, I wonder what's up with you guys. Are you still in Winnipeg? Yeah, high school reunion, yeah. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Oh, that made my day. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Somebody needs to get hidden. There we go. I was so happy to see you doing well with YouTube and the trucking, having your own rig now. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing all right. And I'm married now. Still don't have any kids, but got fur kids. Yeah, we got a property out near Steinbach. We'll have to have you down sometime. I won't go into too much of it here online, but yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Do I even have you on Facebook still? Pretty sure. If not, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you. I'm totally gonna creep him right now. I don't even know how to spell your last name. I'm just gonna guess. Nope, didn't find any results. Oh, that's because I can't tether my phone and use the. I'll have to find it in a little bit here. That's cool. Yeah, man, we gotta meet up again. When you're back in the PEG. Sorry, maybe I missed your comment. Where are you at now? Oh, Vancouver. Oh, geez, you're way out in Vancouver. Good for you. You got away from the cold. Oh no, that's awesome. I go through Vancouver all the time. I deliver glass up there to like Langley and Surrey all the time. Sometime when I'm up there, very often I get there on like a Saturday and I won't deliver till Monday, so I'm there for the weekend-ish. Yeah, we should, if you're not doing anything, we should go for coffee when this whole thing is over and we can actually go and hang out again. That's awesome. You'll find me. Yeah, so yeah, Josh Giesbrecht. I'm very hard to find though, on Facebook. I'm very hard to find because of all of this. So you may have to find me through your office is in Surrey. Okay. So there's a truck stop in Langley. At the corner, is it on 201st Street? It's right where Langley goes up into Maple Ridge over the bridge, and then Langley turns into two roads, a one-way. And then there's a Chevron truck stop right at the fork. That's where I usually park. Here, I'll find it yet there. That's super cool. That is so cool. I'm looking forward to next time. Did he find me? No, he didn't find me. Or my public Facebook is facebook.com/officialtruckerjosh. Now you can find me there, and then I can direct you to my other page. That's so cool. That's so cool. You're from Winnipeg, Nicholas. Welcome, fellow Winnipegite. Actually, I'm from Steinbach, but that's pretty much close enough, eh? God bless you too. Hey, Josh from Oregon. Hey, how you guys doing out there? Is Oregon anywhere near the level of lockdown as Washington State? You guys are like right south of there, right? Dave, that's a great idea. I can give him my email address. Well, the email address is tjv@email.com. It's just a Trucker Josh vlog, like tjv@email, but it's not Gmail. tjv@email.com. Yeah, that I'd get. tjv@email.com. We'll figure it out. We'll see if he's camera shy or not. Next time I go to Vancouver, maybe I'll throw him into one of the videos. We'll see. Will I grow my beard back right away? Oh, yeah. If I shave my beard off to deliver that freight, oh, it's coming right back. I hate my face without the beard. You'll see why. If it happens, you'll see why. It's terrible. Better quality now? Awesome. Maybe because the phone is closer. It is always fun to reunite with old friends. Yeah, it is. I've often thought of my friends when we used to hang out. Like, him and Andrew, I'd always think about, man, those were fun times. Like, I had a lot of fun. And then life goes on, and I got married. and I own my truck. I'm running around the country. I'm running a YouTube page. It's pretty crazy. Hey, Russell. Oh, geez, thank you. We have a whole boulevard of palm trees waiting for you and Britt once this is over. Well then, don't tempt me with a good time. Palm trees, that's all I need, and I'm a happy man. Russell, are you out in California there? I think that's where you were, right? And I would have taken you up on that offer a long time ago already if we actually went to California a little bit more often. But unfortunately, we don't go out there that often. But hey, maybe we can make a special trip out there sometime. I'd love to come and meet you one day. It's been years already that you've been watching. Oh, it's babyface Josh. Yeah, you're all gonna laugh. We'll make a whole video about it. Angela says, I've been following you since you lived in your mobile home. That was the very beginning. Those are all of my facepalm videos. The videos that when I first started making, that was 2011, 2012. Yeah, you've seen my baby face then. Yeah, YouTube is a wonderful place. The internet is a crazy place, but it's also a very wonderful place. You meet up with old friends like in a chat session on a live stream of all places. Oh wait, Lee said something there. What did he say? I sent you an email. I will let your other fans chat with you. I don't want to take up your time. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm just gonna make sure I got it here, and then we will follow up later. It didn't come. Oh, well, it's because I'm live streaming. My phone doesn't. It won't grab it until I'm done live streaming, I guess. But it was TJV, like Trucker Josh Vlogs, TJV at email.com. It'll come through. It'll come through. Yeah, Russell, you're out in California there. California is such a beautiful state. It's a beautiful state. It's a little bit wacky, but that's okay. Manitoba's a little wacky too. Started right back when you had Torque. Oh yeah, Torque. He was a good boy. Man, I've had Torque and I've had Sergeant. And man, did I get raked over the coals for both of them from the internet. But I always wanted more than just Diesel. I wanted another dog. But I had to learn the hard way twice that I can't handle more than one on my own. So Torque got rehomed to another home. He was actually a guy in Oregon who took him. And Sergeant went back to the breeder to live as a dog on the farm. They took him back for themselves because they wanted him. He was a beautiful dog, and it was just a lot. It was a lot for me at the time. I got right through, and just bringing it up now is going to bring back all those comments again of what a terrible person I am that I rehomed a dog. But wasn't at the right point in my life, and it was a mistake, yeah. But I did make sure that they had good homes to go to. I didn't. Despite the rumors circling around the internet, I didn't just drop them off somewhere. I made sure that they had good homes. And, if I had met Britt sooner and me and Britt had gotten married sooner, it would have worked out a lot better. But I'm lucky that I found a wife who loves dogs as much as I do. Probably more than I do. And she's really good with them, too. She's going to make, if she's anywhere near as, I know she's going to be a great mom. But the way she is with the dogs, the kind of dog mom that she is, I can just tell. I tell her all the time. I said, you know what? You're going to be an amazing mom, just with how well she treats the dogs. Our dogs get treated like kings. I was going to say and queens, but we don't have any female dogs. But she treats them really well. Lee. One last time, just wanted to make sure you got the email address right. Yeah, Lee, you got the email address right. Yep, that is it. It'll probably come through to my phone once I'm done my live stream, and we'll catch up then. Still waiting on that sweet W900, Chase says. Me too. But I'm going to wait long enough so that I can get the one I want. I want a specific one. And I want it to be custom, spec'd, which means I have to save money first. So if it takes a year, it takes a year. If it takes 5 years, it takes 5 years. Let's hope it just takes a year. Maybe less. Who knows? See where the world goes. This world is unpredictable right now. Jack says I'm going to be an awesome dad. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Brandon says I remember Sergeant. Sergeant was a beautiful dog. Beautiful dog. But man, was he wild. Man, was he wild. He had a lot of energy, like 10 times as much as Diesel, and it wasn't fair to have them both locked up in the truck like this. Diesel grew up in the truck. He likes it. I take him for walks all the time, but it was so hard to walk 2 dogs at the same time and to give them both the attention they deserved, and Sergeant was the kind of dog that needed to run and run and run and run. And, well, he went to a place where he can run all day. Diesel can handle the truck a little bit more, and it's a little bit easier for me to just walk 1 dog at a time. That's why I have a policy in my truck. Unless Britt is with me, only 1 dog at a time. 1 dog. Otherwise, it's just not fair to anybody. Signing off, Missy Reed. Thanks for dropping in and enduring through my poor quality live stream. I appreciate it. Do I still talk to Jade and John? Mitch asks. I got asked that before too. But not as often as I'd like, and not as much anymore. We're still friends, but I'd like to reconnect with them. They're really great people. Do you follow the channel My Wyoming Life? I've heard of it. I'm not sure if I follow them or not. I'd have to check my subscriptions. Not too sure. I can understand not wanting to buy a new truck, not with the way things are presently. Federal contracting made easy, says. Yeah, I don't want to buy one right now. There's no way I would buy one. In this market, the way it is right now, with everything like in a free fall, no, buying a new truck is the last thing on my mind right now. We'll wait till everything comes back up. Trump 2020. I like your username. He says, that's a username that'll start some conversations. What is it? Hello, Josh. How's life on the road treating you during COVID-19? So far, pretty much business as usual. Business as usual. Haven't really noticed anything yet. Do I talk to the aughts? No, I haven't. I hope they're doing well. I heard that he had some surgery, I think. I haven't talked to them in quite a while, probably a couple of years. But I hope they're doing well. Amish Sailor says, do I use a CB? No, in this truck I don't have it hooked up currently. I don't use it. In Canada, it's not as popular as it is in the US. My Kenworth will have one hooked up. I am going to hook one up in there once I get it. I just don't have any CB antennas on my truck, so even if I wanted to, I can't hook it up without buying antennas. And I don't want to spend money on antennas that I would probably use once a year. Kenworth lets you write custom text on the smokestacks. You just say sub to TJV. I didn't know this. They let you write custom text on the stacks. Oh, definitely taking up that. That's awesome. I need a kitchen in my truck. That would be awesome if I had a kitchen in here. Redneck Dynasty. Hey, how's it going? You love to see me even if it's on a poor live stream. You guys are awesome. You guys are the top fans, I guess. You'll tune in to hang out with me even though the quality of the stream is absolute garbage. Thank you. At least I'm not by myself. It's lonely in here without Diesel. And I hooked up with one of my high school friends. Reconnected. Hooked up could mean something different to different people. Let's reword that. And I reconnected with one of my high school friends through the live chat. Glad I'm doing good. Yeah. Do you think that USA will close the borders to Canada or vice versa due to the virus? Both countries have closed the borders already, except 2 truckers. Just trade. The only reason I can cross into the U.S. is because I am hauling freight for them. And then I'm hauling freight back into Canada. But I'm not making any special detours, I'll tell you that much. I'm making a beeline. Well, it's usually what I have to do anyways, but now I'm not even leaving my truck that much. I get in and get out. That's all. But you can't come and visit for tourism. You can't come and just go shopping. The only way you're going to cross the border now is if you're in a commercial vehicle, and they do ask quite a few questions at the border. I got a special trip through the X-ray scanner, and yeah, it's just trade right now, just trucks. And so far, there's no limit to the trade. Like, I hauled lumber down to the U.S. Essential lumber. But so far, it's trade. They want to keep the economy going as much as possible, and so they've kept us going so far. I hope that doesn't change. I hope that we can still keep being an essential worker, being responsible. Yeah. And anybody coming back to Canada, like if you're in the U.S. right now as a Canadian, you're allowed to come back to Canada. The border isn't closed to you. We're going to let you back in. But you have to self-isolate for 14 days. I don't have to do that because I'm a truck driver, but at the same time, I'm going to be isolating myself in my truck anyways. And we'll see. If I don't have any symptoms, maybe I'll go home. I don't know. I might just be in my truck until this whole thing's over. I don't know. Jack Oatsman. Oatsman. Did I pronounce that right? Stay safe and have a bean to cup on me. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll take you up on that tomorrow morning. That bean to cup coffee is so good. Oh, I had one this afternoon again. Oh, it was so good. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they put in it, but I want another one. Good evening. This trucker's life. How's it going? Essential workers are allowed through. That's true. Yeah, it's not just truckers that are allowed through the border. Ontario Observer is listing them here. And medical personnel are allowed over as well. Doctors, nurses, specialists. There's a few people who are allowed over the border. But pretty much the border's closed to tourists. You can't just come down to the U.S. and shop. You can't go up to Canada and shop, though I don't know why you would do it that way because it's cheaper in the U.S. But, yeah, just tourism. You can't just cross just because you want to. You got to have a reason. I've been cleaning my truck a lot with disinfectant, and I have my windows open usually while I do it, but the disinfectant is irritating my throat. And it worries me because then it makes me cough. And I don't want to cough. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff wrong with the world economy right now. I mean, it's crazy. Redneck Dynasty. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, but I mean, let's hope things get better. Let's hope things get better. Since we've been on the live stream here, those of you who've been here since the last time I checked my phone, there was 160. Okay, the last time I checked my phone here, there's 785,777 cases worldwide. Let's refresh it. It didn't change. It was supposed to change. Anyways, 164,253 cases in the U.S. Ouch. Man. Almost 11,591 deaths in Italy. Let's stop looking at that. That's depressing. Disinfectant will kill you. Yeah, my wife has been telling me how I should be airing out the truck and leaving the truck after I disinfect it. And I've been a rebel. And I've stayed in the truck after I disinfect it. And then my throat starts and I start coughing. And then I start looking like I'm infected. And then, yeah, I know. I've got a good wife who's trying to teach me. She will be an amazing mom. I wouldn't want anyone else to mother my my future kids. She's going to be a great mom. You're from Lima, Ohio, Eric says. I love your dogs very much. I love them too. Keep making videos, my friend. I'm glad you guys like my videos. Huh? Lately, I haven't put as much effort as I have in the past. I appreciate that you guys are watching them anyway, but I've been a little strapped for time and stuff recently, but I have 2 videos done right now, but I'm just waiting to release them. Plus today's, so that would be 3. Empty cup. No one from the US would ever want to go to Canada. Maybe. Maybe some do. I don't know. I know a guy. My friend Troy married a Canadian. He likes coming up to Canada all the time, but I mean, hello from India. How's it going in the lockdown there, my friend? How is Indian lockdown? I heard you guys got locked down. How does that work? I'm very curious. 1.4 billion people. How do you lock down that many people? My friend Joe died from it this past week. Asthma from Lysol? That freaks me out. Okay, I better be careful then. I will be much more careful from now on then. It's crazy. Hey, Cody, I would love to hear something cool. I said, don't sanitize your hands so much. You need to leave natural oils on your body. If not, you're taking the barrier from the outside and exposure. That's true. I also have hand moisturizer that I use. Otherwise, my hands get dry from using it so much. I love Canada. Amy says, I love Canada. I love Canada too. I love both countries for different reasons. I mean, the US is awesome. They're awesome. But Canada's awesome too, which is awesome for different reasons. And I'm really glad that our countries have such a close friendship. Like, really close, really close friendship. They say they're closer than any other 2 countries in the world. And you know, when I come down to the US, I always feel at home. I don't feel like I'm in a foreign country. The only thing that feels foreign to me is that you guys have your measurements on the roads in miles an hour. You have different money than us, like cash. And if I go far enough south, your accent turns twangy. But I always feel at home in the US. I know it's not my home, but I feel it's very similar to home. It's very similar. Now, if I'd go to a different country, maybe it's because we speak the same language. It's probably because of that, and that we have shared history that goes back to Great Britain. We're both countries that that were built around the same time by the same people. We have the same values, the same beliefs, same histories. Just at one point in history, you guys decided to go and do your own thing over there. And we're like, no, we're going to stick with the king over here. I think he's pretty cool. We're going to stick with him. You guys go do your own thing, but we're still going to be friends. All right? That's pretty much how it happened, I think. I think that's pretty much a little paraphrased, but the only reason we didn't join, from what I've learned in history class, the only reason we didn't join the U.S. and their independence was that at the time, the British colonies, which were like in Ontario, present-day Ontario, they were really far away from the British colonies that created America, the 13 colonies along the coast. And they're really far apart with a lot of empty land between them and not a lot of roads between them. There's huge distance between them. So they sort of grew separately from each other. So when the US, the 13 colonies, wanted to separate and become independent, it was easier for us to remain trading with Great Britain because we already had trade routes established with them across the Atlantic, right? Rather than trying to trade with our new fellow countrymen across this vast distance from like New York to Toronto that was very undeveloped. And that's the way I was taught. That's why we decided to stay loyal to the crown. It was for financial reasons at the time. I mean, fast forward to 2020, maybe we could have gone with the U.S. We could have just been one big country. Maybe it's kind of nice that we have our own thing going on. I don't know. We're similar but different, you know? We do our own thing over here, you do your own thing over there. At the end of the day, we both sit down on our side of the fence, have a beer together, high five, and then go home and do it again the next day. I don't know. We were the United Empire Loyalists in Ontario. Yeah, we were considered the Loyalists. And where I live in Manitoba, that wasn't even a thought in Canada's mind at the time. Maybe it was a thought, but it definitely wasn't. We were an expansion territory of the Canadian government in Ottawa. Then they expanded through Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta to meet up with their colony on the west coast of British Columbia. And then they built a railroad. And then under international law, once that railroad was built and connected, it was one country. That was Sir John A. Macdonald who put that railroad through. Correct me if I'm wrong. I really hope I'm right on that one, otherwise I look kind of silly. Just reading your comments. Sorry, I'm not frozen. Reading your comments. Anyways, I've been talking here for an hour and a half. My truck hasn't been idling. I better not have drained my batteries. That'll be interesting. I should probably start going to bed. Oh, what was that? See, some messages come through. Oh, my phone's dying. That's probably a good sign that I should probably bring this to a close. I want to save some data so that I can stream with you guys maybe tomorrow too, or the next day. One of those two. So it's been fun hanging out, and I hope that eventually I can learn how to find Wi-Fi or something that'll give us a decent stream. But thanks for hanging out with me here despite the terrible quality. I appreciate it. And hope I got to your comments. I know a lot of you left comments here. It's been nice talking with you. Hopefully I got to your comments as well. I'm gonna set this truck up and read my book and go to bed. I enjoyed it too, Russell. I'm glad you guys were here to hang out. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. And to Lee, I will check my email. And if I don't respond in like 15 minutes, you might just need to send the email again. But we'll connect somehow. Talk to you later, guys.